Hey, it's JC14224 once again with NASCAR Thunder 2004. And in this episode of our third season in career mode, we are going to be completing race 5 of 36, which is the Carolina Dodge Dealers 400 at Darlington Raceway. In the last episode, we went to Atlanta Motor Speedway where we finished in 11th place after starting in 11th place. I got passed for 10th, I think, on the final lap in the last turn. I don't remember who the heck it was, but yeah, we're struggling to keep Coca-Cola happy. The happiness is already way up with them, but out back, it's kind of like back and forth. I could have started in the top 10 there, but we're still in the top 5 in points, so it's kind of just balanced out right now. Yeah, we're in second place, 9 points behind Matt Kenseth, who we finished in front of in that race, so we gained points on him, I think, by 9 points, so went from 18 to 9. Then I think Tony Stewart got his second of the season there, and he's 4 points behind me. It's the beginning of the season, so all the points are really close together as always. Then you've got the driver respect levels. I have not been the kindest driver out there, but the only driver that's actually in the negative with me is someone that doesn't race every race. So he's just stuck there until he comes racing again. We're using Dale Reynolds' paint scheme because Darlington is a crown jewel in a NASCAR circuit, so gotta take Dale Reynolds to the crown jewels. I think he said he wanted me to do one of the Darlington races with this car. I am still sick, but it's getting better. That outro was almost clutch. Quick select the chassis, engine, and body. We've got a fresh chassis, engine, and body are used from Atlanta. Car rating of 72. Considering 2 of these things are used, that's actually pretty good. So we're still making progress despite stuff being used. I don't know if we can win here because we still got some progress to make, but it should be better than Atlanta and heck, even maybe Las Vegas. Okay, for qualifying, we are using 0 turns of wedge and 15 PSI, meaning these things are going to wear down fast, but qualifying is not that fairly long of a run. It's just 2 laps. We're going to switch it back to negative 0.5 turns of wedge and 25 PSI for the race, because in that sense, you'll slide into the corners a little bit, but the tires will wear down so quickly. I feel like whenever I have lower tire pressures during the actual race, they just wear down quickly and they don't actually ever grip and bite like I want them to. Ran a little practice and it seemed to suit me better. 31st on the first lap. That is not going to work. I want to start in the top 10. We can get a top 10. Well, first off, this car needs to actually turn. There we go. See, this is without the wedge taken out of the car, so see the back end of the car is not sliding all over the place. Turn 3 is very difficult at this track in this game. At least with this car it is. I think it's going to get better eventually. Didn't really tighten up off the corner like I wanted to. Could have been faster. 28.12. 16th. I can't get a top 10 at any track anymore. I hate how qualifying gets more difficult as you go through your career. It's like they improved their equipment for qualifying, but in the actual races, their equipment is still garbage. So let's go back to car setup, tire pressure, put that on 25 PSI. So yeah, these tires certainly weigh a lot more now. But we're going to take out the wedge, and it'll enter turns better, but at the same time, it's just going to continue to want to go up the track. It's just the tires are going to actually last longer now. And also have to worry about entering pit road. Hopefully we don't lose too much speed at the restart or the start of the race, because the acceleration whenever it comes to the EA Sports NASCAR games is just terrible. We've seen that in the past few races. And it's pouring down rain outside, so hopefully that's not too freaking loud. You're going to hear the engines in the background. It won't be too much of a problem. Michael Waltrip is starting on the pole next to Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now I'm on the outside of legendary Jeff Gordon in some Looney Tunes paint scheme. I did not mean to side draft him like that and make him check up, but might as well. I have the inside right here as Robbie Gordon comes flying past me a little bit. And he's on the outside. Okay, it wasn't that bad of a restart. We still got these guys right in front of us. Okay, so this thing's going to slide a lot more coming off the turns just because of that wedge adjustment. I'm going to try going underneath Ward Burton right here. Oh, smoking the tires. It's tightening up in the center of the corner very, very easily. These guys who have a tendency to bump into each other and cause sparks to fly at the start of races. In the front stretch or the back stretch. Usually the front stretch. I've seen it happen before last season. It was just crazy. I think I almost died. Okay, and I'm hitting this guy out of the way because I'm going so freaking fast. I just wish we had done this good during qualifying. Maybe I should have had this set up for qualifying. I don't know. Okay, let's get on the brakes early. Don't want to overdrive the turn. I'm driving off the track. Oh my gosh. Bobby Labonte's making a 3 wide at Darlington. You are a fucking idiot. This track is not wide enough for that shit. About to get into the top 10. Just try to keep on moving forward through the run. Trying to dive underneath Elliott Saddle right here. Got me the room to do it. We're carrying a lot of speed through the corners, and it's just I have to worry about this thing tightening up off the corner. Usually it gets loose, but if it's tightening up before it gets loose, then you're just going to slide up and possibly spin yourself. I keep driving off the track going to turn 3 for whatever reason. But as long as we're keeping up with them, that's good. That's what I want to do. Try to climb into the top 5, and hopefully my pit crew does a great job for once. Kenny Wallace started very well in this race. And whenever that happens, that means we have to deal with passing him because he's always finishing badly. It's just sometimes he starts well for no reason. It's just that's what it does. So we're in the top 10. I think we're faster than Johnny Benson and Mark Martin because we're just staying right behind him. I'm trying not to mess up the entry to the corner, and by doing that, I guess I'm just getting loose instead. Bobby Labonte is all over my back bumper right now. People say that green cars in NASCAR are bad luck, but that's like the greatest green car that there has ever been in NASCAR is that car right there. And then they got the green M&M's car that I found out about in NASCAR Heat 3 with Kyle Busch, and that's pretty cool, but still, like, nothing can beat that green Interstate Battery Chevrolet behind us. Well, I liked it more whenever it was a Pontiac. We're going to hit the outside wall right here. No, never mind. I'm a jackass. I have no idea what I'm talking about. We can get a run on these guys. It's going to have to be a 3-wide pass. The outside line is checking up. We're doing it. We're making it 3-wide. I was just criticizing Bobby Labonte for doing something like this, and then I do it. I'm stuck. There's no room. See, this is why I can't do stuff like this. I was just giving an example of why Bobby Labonte was a moron. Okay, now you're hitting me on purpose. There's still no room for even 2 cars to drive side by side. You know, it takes a lot to piss off a Mark Martin, but I pissed off a Mark Martin. And now I got a big gap to make up on these guys in front of us. Our pole sitter is dropping back. Michael Waltrip right here. I'll be for 7th. This car has a way of wanting to turn or do something in the stretches. It can't just not do anything. Whenever I'm coming off a corner, it kind of doesn't want to turn, but the back end does. Like, it wants to stick out, but the front end is like, no, I don't want it. I gotta let off the gas. Hope that I bite off the corner properly. And now, I have my face up Michael Waltrip's ass, and trying to get out of here. He's racing me. He's not gonna let it by just easily. Passing somebody going to turn 3 is one of the most difficult things to do at this track, but as long as he's got me on his inside, we should be just fine going to turn 1 a little bit. Or I could run into him by getting top of the corner. I'm not trying to hit you. I'm just trying to drive in a straight line, but it's too twitchy. It's too sensitive freaking directional pad. Don't even talk to me about the analog sticks with these damn games. Like, this one in specific, I've always on directional pad because the analog stick is even more sensitive. But, yeah, it's just very sensitive. I don't know if it's because of the PlayStation 2 or what. Maybe the Xbox version is less sensitive with the steering, but we're also catching up to Kurt Busch now. It's getting stiff on me. Pit stops were like 3 or 4 laps away. Might pit at the end of lap 15. That right front tire, the one that I lean on whenever I steer, is that is very bad. I think the rear right tire is more dangerous though, because that would cause me to spin easier. The back of the car is where the less weight is. Okay, let's get the draft with Kurt Busch. I'm trying to. You can gain on going to turn 3. Just don't overdrive it. I'm kind of overdriving it. Tony Stewart is going down pit road, and I finally got the Darlington stripe. Hit the outside wall in turn 3. It's difficult to enter corners with this damn car. It is now. It was kind of easy at first. It was so easy that I was driving off the track. But now I'm driving the outside walls. Like everything just flipped around. Ooh, got a good dive off of 2. This is what I want every time, but sometimes I'm going too fast and it just goes up too quickly. Now I'm hitting the wall, but that don't matter. That was just a little scrub. Like me, I'm a scrub. Okay. And my girlfriend's watching me record this video. And the raining is intensifying. Okay, well, it's lap 15. I'm going down pit road. Let's just, I mean, as much as I'm not actually passing cars, what's most important is just gaining as much time as possible. Like, not being inconsistent and losing time. Because in the end, for all we know, we could pass them on pit road. Switching to the right analog stick. Don't spin the car going through turn 3. Slow it down. And he's not going down pit road, but I am. Okay, don't hit the wall. 70. Holy fucking shit. That was the most ridiculous pit road entry ever. My back end could have hit that wall so easily. Oh. So here comes our pit stop. Please be like under 16 seconds. I'm sick of these guys falling over, not getting the drill to work or something. And then even whenever it's a pit stop with no mistakes, it's like 17.1 seconds or something. Just please be under 16 seconds. You got this. You got this. 15.9 seconds. Yes. That is what I need. We get a top 5 in this race, finally. Okay, it says we're in 13th right now. A bunch of people still haven't pitted. We're probably one of the first people to pit. I'm gonna get up in front of Mike Waltrip, where I was gonna try to because I'm an asshole, but I failed. I can't even be a successful asshole in life. Like that's how emo I am. I think this is it for pit stops. The last pit stops for just people coming off pit road right now. Okay, where are we gonna be? Mike Waltrip was like right in front of me before I took my pit stops, and then I passed him. Oh, okay, he is still pretty freaking slow. Okay, it's down to 40. I was like, was it 60? Because then he hit me on purpose. Okay, so we're in 7th place. I can catch Bobby Labonte. That'd be for our top 5. I just gotta be patient with Michael Waltrip. And his car turns so easily again, I'm driving off the track. Just like at the beginning of the race. Wow. It's good old, just like the beginning of the race. It's like the old days, you know? Feels like it was just 10 minutes ago. Oh, wait a second. It was 10 minutes ago. Get out of the freaking way. He's blocking me because that's what rivals do, but it's still not as bad as the hitting thing, like Mark Martin did. I just don't get runs off the corner whenever I'm at the bottom like that. Or at least whenever I'm at the bottom and I have to slow up for him so I don't make contact. Okay, come on. So I have to hit the brakes whenever I'm pulling up underneath him because I don't want to get tight and hit him. Or hit him enough coming off the turn 4. We complete the pass. I can't tell because the fucking leaderboard won't get out the way. Yeah, I don't care. I have a race to focus on. It's one of those tracks where looking at the leaderboard every time you complete a lap is just, you can't bother with it. So we got past him. Kurt Busch has stayed up behind me. He did hit like a lap or 2 later. So let's track down Bobby Labonte and try to hold off Kurt Busch. We could get our top 5 here. Oof. It don't like these exits of the corners. Especially on worn tires, I ain't gonna like them that much. Oof. This car arcs its way up the corner so perfectly and it slides towards the wall, but it's like the perfect amount of tire wear that I need. Like right in the middle of a run, it's arcing off the corners correctly, but it's not getting too loose off and hitting the walls and shit. It's just perfect, and I've got my own groove. But as it starts to get the end of a run or the beginning of a run, I'm not used to it, or it's just too much, and that's where it becomes a problem. But we've got 6 laps to go now. I'm right behind Bobby Labonte. Oh gosh, it won't bite back down to the bottom, so I'm having to change how I'm driving the track. Yeah, it's just, at one point it's fine, and then next thing everything becomes way too difficult for me to handle. I just need to focus. He's trying to pull away from me. Good fly off the corner. I share draft with him. You can share draft at any track, even a short track in this game. We're only supposed to be able to do it at tracks like, I don't know, the 1.5 mile tracks, Atlanta, Charlotte, Vegas, Kansas, Chicagoland, where, you know, it all matters in the stretches. Here, draft is not that big of a deal because it's little short straightaways. And then, of course, super speedways is where it's most important. It doesn't want to do what I'm asking it to do. It just flat out don't want to. I can do this. We're going to do this. It's like the same thing as Las Vegas, where I'm struggling to get into 5th place. That's been more difficult than it was with Kevin Harvick, though. And it's trying to enter turn 1 way too early. That's not it. That's not it, car. You're going to turn. And he's trying to block me. That's going to ruin his corner. I don't know why. Like, I can't get to him from here. Come on, JC. Quit fucking around. And it's doing it again. I don't know if that actually helped me or not. Get down and dirty with the white line. Oh my gosh. I don't even know if that line's actually white. It's so faded. 3 laps to go. Oof, right behind him. He takes that high entry because I'm at the top of the track and he's trying to block me. I don't know why he's trying to block me. You don't need to do it. Okay, we got to dive off the corner. Someone is DNFing. Can that be for position? No, it's Ward Burton. Ward Burton doesn't run well, so of course not. Ugh. And he's pulling away going through turn 3 for some reason. And I'm stuck at the bottom of the corner, so it is not going to finish it well. I can't do it! Freaking right front tire is already dead again. This is my fastest right here is turn 1. If I don't overdrive it, I just need to get a good enough run off of turn 2 for me to be right there next to whenever we go into turn 3. And maybe I can dive underneath him in turn 1 again on the last lap. That'll be my last chance. Underneath him right here. Oh, golly, little sparks flying. Okay, come on, come on. Get a bit of a run. I am all up his ass. I'm up everybody's ass in this race, aren't I? Come on, he's not giving me an inch. Well, if you're not going to give me room, I'm going to make room, motherfucker. Okay, 5th place. And they're going side by side, so that's a bunch of pressure on me right now. But we got this. This is Jeff Burton, so he caught up to us. And at this point, he must have had fresh tires by pitting later. But just got to get a little dive off of the final corner. And we're going to get our top 5 here at Darlington. Satisfying Coca-Cola. But I I just couldn't start in the top 10 with Outback like I wanted to, but we're going to stay in the top 5 for sure. Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets his first win of the season. And now we are 1 point behind our new points leader, Tony Stewart. He's won 2 races this season, and I guess he finished just 1 position in front of me because he was like 4 points behind me before we did that race. But yeah, it's just out of consistency. And now Dale Earnhardt Jr. is right behind me by 21 points. If he hadn't won that race, it would have been less. I don't know if he dominated or what. He started in second place, so my assumption is that he led almost every lap there if he won it. And we've got the driver respect levels. Mark Martin hates me. Mike Waltrip is kind of irritated with me. And then you got the stupid Earl Hall thing, Bobby Labonte. There we go. That's more appropriate. I was expecting something like that after Las Vegas or Atlanta, stuff like that. But no, and now it's finally coming in. As well as Rockingham, I wanted to mention that too. Just bumping and banging with people. And now we've got more rivals and allies. Okay. So we got our big one, Sterling Marlin, Jerry Nadeau from Daytona. Next up is the Bristol race. We're going to be doing that next week. The Food City 500, race 6 of 36, where we'll be using NASCAR on MDK's paint scheme, or just MDK for short. That's what he likes to go by. Shop editions. We have 6 races left until the engine power upgrade comes in. The boring plates. Boring as fuck. Okie dokie then. Okay, we just used this right here, the chassis, and we'll be using this next episode. 71 tire grip, 69 tire wear. Engines. We've got to overhaul this or repair it depending on whichever's more appropriate. Durability is dumb, don't matter, so we ain't doing that. 2 races, $186,000. Okay, let's back out of here. We have 3 races left until this one comes in. So I guess I'm going to use this for 2 races and then sell it. And then we're going to start doing stuff with this one right here that we just started repairing on. I'm not sure because we're only going to need 2 just like always. And it's time to overhaul this, I suppose. It'll just increase the downforce by 1, but downforce certainly matters. $366,000 for downforce is a little too much, but whatever. Anything counts. And I'll be here 2 races. This just got finishing being built, of course. 71 downforce, 66 drafting. Now I have to start building another new one. In 9 races, 74 downforce, and 69 drafting. That will work. $251,000. Where are we in the bank now? 1.64 million. Okay, it's still quite a bit there. We're going to go back to making money and won't be spending as much money in the next episode, I don't think. 82 happiness for Coca-Cola. Like I said, it's just been back and forth with this one. And then we're just stuck with 52 in Outback because I can't get a top 10 in qualifying and keep it in the top 5 in the same race. At this rate, I just need to get a top 10 in qualifying. And next up is Bristol. I don't know how well we are qualifying there, and could get more difficult. I think we started in the top 10 last time we came there, but qualifying gets more difficult as you go through the career mode, so I'm not very sure. We should be fine with Bristol, because, you know, they have the pit stop glitches and whatever with the cautions, and even without those, I've been able to run well recently. I just would really want to win at Bristol without the pit stop caution nonsense, because that would mean a lot to me, because Bristol is like one of the hardest tracks for me to win at without that situation going on. But see you next time. That's that, and episode over.